Hello, welcome back to another review, P-Valley, Season 1, Episode 6, Legacy. The stars must be aligning because everybody is working with each other. You have Mercedes working with Haley, and then you have Mississippi working with Little Murder. You have Mercedes and Haley playing Thelma and Louise, child. And you see them changing into different costumes and wigs while riding around to Megan Thee Stallion. And then you see all this money blowing out the window with Harriet Tubman on the money. I know that's right. Y'all better secure that bag. But y'all need to close that window because we don't lose that money, honey. Mercedes dropped by Tarika's tennis lessons and to tell her that she missed her. And Tarika is feeling some kind of way and is mad at Mercedes. And she's tired of Mercedes' broken promises. And the day that Mercedes was supposed to spend time with her daughter, Mercedes went to jail. And Shell come by to tell her that you want to get your daughter back, but you got to stop this foolishness. Sometimes we have to, as an adult, put our pride to the side for our children. And Mercedes was like, it's not my fault. And Cheryl don't want to hear none of that. She is not having it. Even though Mercedes is the biological mother, she is desperately fighting to have her child back. And child, like, you have to prove to me that you're worthy to get her back. You have to step it up if you want to get Tarika back. So I feel for both the ladies because the natural mother wants to have her daughter back. And the one who raised the daughter, the stepmom, and been there since she was a baby through thick and thin, what do one do? And then the child want to be with the natural mother. I hope they both could work it out where it could both work out for both benefits and Tarika could be happy. Little Murder is late to a meeting that Mississippi called. And he think Mississippi is going to bribe him. And Mississippi like, I don't got time for all that, cuz I'm here to bring you a business proposition. And the proposition is that together we could be a powerhouse. With me blowing up on the internet and your song popping, let's join forces. And let's get this money. You heard? So, Mississippi is all bruised up. Her face is bruised. Her arm is bruised. I'm like, girl, what we gonna do about this? Because this can no longer happen. And they began to take selfies together. Can this really work between these two? We will. Grandma is in the house cutting loose to the oldies but goodies Bobby Womack. And you see Uncle Clifford in the bed texting. Then he comes downstairs and begins to dance with his mama. They puffing it past. They puffing it past it. Hey, while they dancing to Bobby Womack. While she tells stories on how she outdanced James Brown, I like, all right now, Grandma. I like, all right, don't get beside yourself now. And it comes out that Uncle Clifford got the pink from his grandmother while it was already in debt already. So you have debt on top of debt piled up. And I'm like, anybody is taking out payday loans is crazy. Because we all know payday loans is like loan shopping. The only thing, they just don't break your legs. and you'll be paying forever. No payday loans, people. No to payday loans. You heard me? Grandma tells Uncle Clifford to bring his guests over because she knows that he is into somebody. Grandma knows. Grandma knows everything, even though she blind though. Grandma knows. Big L finds the Candy Man, who is Gidget's boyfriend, who is running a trap house inside of a motel. And while he getting pleasured, this dude opened the door butt naked. I like, who does that? And he tell him to come outside. Big L wants to work for Gidget's boyfriend. And he like, what about what Uncle Clifford think? And he like, I handle that. Let me just hold some candy for you. And the Candy Man actually takes him up on that offer. And he's gonna let Big L hold the candy for $5,000. And Gidget boyfriend wanna know how he found them. I like, if Big L could find you, everybody else in that town could find you. Child, people, get it together. Get it together about your trap house. Uncle Clifford is in the nail salon getting his nail done, waiting on Eloise, and he getting his nail done for his date. And Uncle Clifford tells the lady in Vietnamese that, girl, you hurting my goddamn nail. Cut that out. Eloise come in and she like, what you here for? He like, I come to chop it up with you, cuz. He like, why you didn't tell me that they put the pink on for auction? She pretended like she don't know nothing. And Uncle Clifford remind her where she came from. Eloise was a stripper from back in the day at the Pink, which helped her graduate college. He like, remember, I contributed to your life to get you to the mayor's office. So I need you to repay a favor. Whatever tea or whatever you got to spill, I need that information right about now. So this is evidence. People could grow from the bottom to the top. You don't stay at the bottom forever. Mercedes and Haley are both at the diner, and they both are in good spirits. They talking, and Haley gives Mercedes the money for her car to get out the pound. Going back and forth on how stupid they are on where they hid their money. And Haley gives her advice where to hide her money on an offshore account or have it invested in her gym. And she tells her to transfer the money into Bitcoin. And it was funny when Mercedes said the other word. That was hilarious. And then you have Andre popping through, and they haven't talked in a while. So Andre pays for the food and bounce, and Mercedes like, dang, you got him wrapped around the finger like that, and you haven't gave him anything. I was like, what? How is it good to be high in yellow? You heard? And you finally see them team up. And I'm glad they did. Because together, they can be a force to be reckoned with. It is going down in the House of Cows. Andre and Corbin is at the meeting with the Cow brothers. And one of the Cow brothers trying to turn that office back into a civil war, child. Corbin don't want to sign the paper because he want to keep a legacy and think they should lease it. And the Cow brothers don't want no part of that. And he grabs a shotgun and then turns it on Corbin and Andre like they runaway slaves, trying to keep their slaves in check. And he forces Corbin to sign the daggone thing out of fear. He basically played Russian roulette with an empty gun with both their lives. And Andre face said it all. His face looked scared and mad at the same time. I like, yo, the Kyle brothers are crazy. The Kyle brothers are too much, and they still have their races in them. And they think they can implement that in today's society. And this is what's wrong with this world, because we are progressing and we are not going back to old ways. We are free now, and we are allowed to live freely as we please. You can't force people to do things against their will. We're at the club, and the girls see the video with Mississippi and Little Murder, and they're not happy for her. They're very concerned about Mississippi safety. And she asked them, what you scared for? And they feel like it's not going to end well for Mississippi. And she sees Haley opening Mercedes' locker. And she's like, what would Mercedes think if you were using her locker? And what would Mercedes think you taking her spot as a dancer? When people leave another place, you can't stay at the bottom forever. So everybody have to move up in the world sometime. So that was a good question. And she tells her, unlike Mercedes, I share. And give her the combination to the locket holding the burner in her hand. I was like, Mississippi, don't do it. Mississippi, don't do it. Because if you kill this man, who is going to take care of your baby while you are in prison for life? The man is going to move on to somebody else, and there'll be another woman raising your baby. Girl, just walk away and don't do it. If not for you, think about your baby. Mississippi is on stage and she performing, and she see that she got the house packed. Everybody is going wild. And when she done, she make a suggestion to Uncle Clifford that she should be the headliner, and it should be on Murder Night on Sunday. And she not asking Uncle Clifford, she telling Uncle Clifford what's gonna happen. I'm like, y'all better watch out now. They're the new sheriff in town, and her name is Mississippi. Mississippi. Mississippi is the new sheriff in town. And Uncle Clifford said, you better go on now. You don't run me here for, okay. Takes a moment, and he is very proud of himself. He like, I taught her so well. Lord. Now, Uncle Clifford is like a proud parent. He feel like he taught her so well. Mercedes is at her house with Haley, and she actually get the fake IDs from Maine, and they all flirting everything at the door and stuff like that. So she gives Haley's her ID and stuff like that, and they both joking about how Maine and Mercedes should hook up, and Mercedes make a sexual joke about getting fingered and stuff like that. I would definitely love to see Mercedes and Maine actually go on a date. Because to me, they look like they would make a nice couple, if you ask me. And Haley had to go to the bathroom, and she winds up in Tarika's room. So this is where the bonding happens between Mercedes and Haley, where they both have something in common. They both don't have their daughter, but one don't have their daughter but is still alive. The other one don't have her daughter, and she is gone and won't come back. And it is sad because Haley will not be able to hold her daughter ever again. But Mercedes can. And Haley tells her to fight for her daughter all that she can. During their conversation, it comes out that Haley's daughter's name was Autumn. That's why she used that as a stage name, so she could feel close to her daughter in the heart, right here. Haley is sad about this. And and she goes and exit out. I pray that both ladies could heal about their daughters, where Mercedes could feel like she could get over a bit about being a bad mother and think positive of being a good mother, and Haley could heal of losing her daughter. I know the pain would never go away for losing someone, especially a child, but every day she could take small steps to getting her life together and becoming more whole, so she don't sink back into being an alcoholic. You have Andre on a conference call with his boss, and he tell him that he could not seal the deal, but which in reality he did. So we catch Andre lying. I said, Andre feeling some kind of way about that night, because my homeboy is going to make a whole new deal on his own. He changing to sell to lease agreement. I said, oh boy. I said, oh boy. And the boss tell him, I don't care what you do, get it done, or he might have to go elsewhere. And he don't want that. So you have Little Murder in Mississippi at the studio, and they down on the grand. The boys are asking why he missing studio session. He don't tell them nothing about the date that he was on with Uncle Clifford. And at the end of the day, Mississippi and Little Murder are fronting for the grand. They kissing and everything, and the men are just looking like in awe. Like, damn, I wish it was me though. I like, OMG. How is Uncle Clifford gonna feel about this, that Mississippi is kissing her man? Child, I like, Uncle Clifford ain't gonna have no part of this, child. I say we finally get to see what Andre's wife look like. She is a beautiful, black, successful doctor that lives in Atlanta. And they both are chatting, and he tells his wife that he's going to change the deal that's gonna make Granddaddy Mayor pissy about it. And she like, I don't think you should do that. And during the conversation, she remind him that he's an outsider and Atlanta is his home. I said, why did that lady say that? Because Andre felt some kind of way. He felt some kind of way. He ended that call quickly. He did not like that. And I think Andre may have regrets towards his wife that he had to leave his hometown to go live in Atlanta. And I feel like he really didn't really want to marry the lady, but happened to marry her anyway. I don't know what's that about, but I think he feels stuck in his marriage for some reason. We're back at the club, and you see all the ladies standing around the table, and Uncle Clifford want to know what's going on. And there you have it. Eloise in the flesh at the Pink Club. Haven't been here in a long time. And he said, well, look what we have here to return back to the peasants from her throne, Eloise. So they go outside to chop it up, and she tells him everything that's going down. They plan to turn this into Candyland, a subdivision of Casey Plantation, child. I like, what? Okay. And then she gives him information on how he can stop this stuff from going down to save the pink. He gotta give a worldwide petition. Well. There's a lot of people who like to sign petitions these days, so he should be able to get that thing started right away. Especially after they tell him what is the real plan behind this casino. My, the wheels have turned, because Uncle Clifford done lost his mind. He done bailed out Patricia Woodbine, and Woodbine couldn't believe it. She like, you lie. You didn't bail me out. And you got Uncle Clifford standing in his Jamaican colors. He like, you right. I ain't didn't put money down, but I sure put down my club. And he said anybody would do anything for their little ones. And he said it's going out for the auction block anyway. And he said, don't you be no damn flight risk now, you hear me? And at the end of the day, you have to return a favor. I'm like, what is Uncle Clifford up to? I think he gonna use Patrice for that damn petition to save the pink if she want her church. That's just my opinion, and that's what I believe, and I'm sticking to it, period. Then you have it, Hallie on the miles, early in the morning, calling Andre. Andre immediately pick up that call and don't care. I said he showed more sympathy to Hallie than his own wife. I don't know why, but he does. At the end of the day, she tell him that, don't worry, she's leaving, and all she's going to be is just a memory. And keep her like that. So I think Hallie work is done and she will be leaving this small town to move on. Because she knows she got the devil on her back coming to get her back. And there you have it. Man being crazy again, bothering this little chubby kid. Okay, I like, man, you don't leave that boy alone. And as he walks out, he sees the flyer of Hallie Colton on the wall. And I said, what is man going to do about this information? Will he inform Mercedes about it? But at the end of the day, Mercedes always said, man ain't no snitch. That's why he's always in jail. So what will man do with this information? At the end of the day, I'm all about people growing and getting the bag for a better future. If you watched it and liked it, press the like button. If you hate it, please comment down below. And I will be ending this in the theme song. And I say, I'm out this piece. You heard? What you gonna do when the power out? Kids hungry, can't do nothing but scream and shout. We all choose to live but a different route. Take that shit that shine, gonna make it count. And when you live and die by the paper route, you spend a dime to make it out. Yeah, down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing band, you know she gonna shake it. 1, 2, break up. 3, 4, rake up. Don't forget you're a winner. And smile, baby. Baby, you should enjoy yourself.